I could write an act that would do really good in stand-up on the Tonight Show, but that's not what I do. You know, it's really, and not that I couldn't be on the Tonight Show, but it's not what I do. In fact, the things that I do got me thrown off the Tonight Show. You know, but that's what I do. You know, and that was, you know, I got thrown the last time I did 22 Tonight Shows with Johnny Carson.
And the last one you were thrown off of?
Mm-hmm. I did. I brought...
what does thrown off of mean? You mean they didn't air it or they like kicked you out?
Yeah, they told me that Johnny never wants me to do the show again.
From one act where you were just taking a swing?
Yeah.
What was the bit?
I'll show you the picture too.
I'll put it up here.
Okay. I did you just do the still. Just throw up the still. And I'll give it to you. But I was not... I wanted to do the Tonight Show because, like you, wanting to do a Netflix special or
an
a special.
accomplishment, like a trophy.
Well, though I don't think it's the same today as it was when I was starting out. In layman's terms, if you bumped up into somebody in the street and they didn't know you, and they didn't have to know you, and they said, "What do you do for a living?" and you said you're a comedian, they would go, "Have you ever been on Johnny Carson?" Right. And if you didn't answer yes, then you were not.
It's like saying you're a podcaster, but you've never been on Rogan.
Right. Which I am. A podcaster that's never been on Rogan.
Rogan, have him on, huh?
Will you get me on? Can you get me on Joe Rogan?
I won't say hi to him on here, but I'll acknowledge it.
Have you been on Joe Rogan?
No.
So what I did was, there's a story about how I got on, but I finally got on, and
he knows you. You've done 21 appearances already.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and I got on for years and years. I was trying to get on, couldn't get on. Joan Rivers brought me on. He saw me on with Joan Rivers, and then he invited me on, and then he loved me.
Oh, your first one was when Joan was guest hosting.
Yes, and then
Jewish.
Yes, she was. She was a good friend, and I miss her dearly. But so they called me one day. I was like a comic that was on, you know, they always had me on the best of Carson and things like that. And they called me one day, and this is Sammy Davis Jr. was supposed to be on that day. And that's the day he got diagnosed with cancer. And they found out like at 2 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And they called me, Jim McCauley, who was the booker for that show, called me and said, can you come on? We had dropout, but you're and I go, Jim, I got nothing.
I don't want to ruin your story. Could I guess the bit?
Go ahead.
You came on as a Sammy Davis Jr. impression?
No, but it's funny.
Okay.
But you'll never guess it because it's not guessable. I didn't guess it. So I said no to him. I can't come on because I do plan my. Right.
You didn't have something you were ready to do.
No, I got nothing. He goes, Howie, you're always funny. Please come on. What people should know, unlike podcasts like your podcast and my podcast, there was no pre-interview. You didn't do, but if you do a talk show, you know, those discussions don't just come out of the air. They call you the day before. They say, have him ask me this, and then I got a funny answer for this, and don't cut me off until I do this, and then the last story we'll tell is this. Can I fit that into a 7-minute segment? It's very planned, very produced.
So when you're going on, are you going on as a stand-up performance, or are you going on at the couch?
At that point, I'm just going on the couch. I was on a show called Saint Elsewhere, which is a dramatic a drama, a hospital show. That's where Denzel Washington came out of also.
So on training day.
It was
Put his Instagram handle up here.
Okay. Is there gonna be any room for me with all the plugs?
Dude, let me do my thing.
All right. So I said I can't. He goes, I'll trust you. I go, I'm not gonna. You can't ask any questions. Whatever comes up, I'm going to do it for you.
And at this point, you don't have an idea. It's not that you have an idea that you don't want to tell him. You don't even know what it is yet.
I have no fucking idea, and I don't want to worry about writing something down or thinking of something, then calling him and going, Jim, I want to come on, and I want to train a crocodile. And he'll go, no, crocodiles. I don't want to go through that. And I was in the middle of, this sounds so show business, but I was doing a movie, and I was at a studio, Laird Studios, where they did Gone with the Wind, out in L.A., and I hung up the phone. I had 2 hours to get to the Tonight Show, and I went to as soon as I hung up the phone, I went into the prop department at this movie studio, and for whatever reason, the first thing that I saw was this 12-foot plastic saber-toothed tiger. It was like maybe more than 12 feet, like from here to the kitchen. It was a saber-toothed tiger, giant saber-toothed tiger statue, or made out of heavy I don't know what it was. And I said, how much would it cost for you to ship that over to NBC in Burbank on like a dolly that can roll? And the guy goes like $500. Like, okay, I'm going to write a check. Can you do that in the next hour? Put it on a truck and ship it there? He goes, yeah. And as I turn around, there's a giant carrot that's the length of a room. I said, can you tie the carrot on it? And he goes, okay, that's another $200. I don't know how
does he know the prices?
I know, it's just that's fucking nuts. So I said, do that. And then I phoned Jim one more time. I said, okay, I'm coming over. You're going to get a delivery. I don't know what it is, but the guy said he's going to. I didn't want to tell him what it was so that he would ask questions. I said, I don't know what it is, but accept it. He goes, man, you pulled this one out of your hat. Thank you so much. Anyway, I get there. And I've been doing the Tonight Show so many times that, I'm backstage and I hear Johnny go, this is a funny young man who's on this network. He's on St. Elsewhere. He's had 5 HBO specials. You're going to love him. He's always here. Ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel. And the guy pages the curtain. And I have a rope with the dolly. There's this giant saber-toothed tiger with a carrot on it. Similar
to the desk that was being pulled.
Yes. I didn't even think about that. But that must have been it. I'm trying to Google that. Anyway, I pull it out. And I get to and the audience is going crazy. And I pull it out and I get to the riser where Johnny's desk is on a riser and the couch is on a riser and that. And the edge of the dolly comes to the lip of the riser.
And cameras don't know blocking for this. So they're just...
No, and not only that, cameras don't know blocking. They never, in those days, they never move that camera.
Right.
That camera, those were giant, 2-ton cameras on giant pods.
So you're doing something that the audience at home doesn't have full context to yet.
Not yet. So that now I get to the riser, and for whatever reason, I'm trying to lift the front paws onto the riser, and I can't do it. And I say to Ed McMahon, who is the co-host, could you help me? And at this time, the applause has died down. It's kind of quiet. He looks at Johnny like, what the fuck? Right. Anyway, he comes over and he's trying to lift. And then I say to Doc Severinsen, who is the band leader, maybe if you come to the back. And so he's pushing it on. So now we kind of get it up there. And as we get it, the front paws up on the riser, the head blocks Johnny and the desk. And I can hear in everybody's headsets, I can hear the director going, what the fuck? Camera 3, back up. And the cameras are going up and they're shooting from angles down to the top of Johnny's head. And I'm telling you, it's probably...
At this moment, you don't know what you're doing. You're just being physical and funny.
I'm being physical.
Right.
Funny is...
I think this is great, but...
It's quiet. It's been 2 minutes of death.
And where do you think you're going? Let's say you get it up on the thing.
I don't think.
Right.
That's my ADHD. Yeah. I don't think. Just like
which lets you be present.
Yeah. So I just I said I was going to come out with it. Then when I got to the riser, I thought I'm going to lift it. Yeah. Those moments came to me in the moment. Yeah. I'm not going to. And I never said I'm going to spend. And then I'm sweating because physically sweating. Because,
I'm sorry for interrupting, but while you're lifting and doing this in your head, is this to me that's. The harder it is, the funnier it is. Bring everybody over. What the fuck's going on? That's funny. While you're trying to lift it, are you now aware, here's the game? Maybe once I get it up, there's another game. But are you aware of here it is, bring other people in?
No, I was handling it more like an act. I'm just in the moment of this guy that's got to bring it out and got to get it on the stage. I don't know what I'm going to say.
So you're not aware of where the joke is?
No, I'm hoping I find it. I've always...
And you didn't find it yet, trying to bring it up. You didn't think that was funny yet.
It's I dived into the pool. I didn't know if I'd make it to the bottom and be able to find that... my watch is having trouble hearing me.
You could try holding it here.
Can you hear me now? I guess not.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's an eternity, which is probably under 2 minutes, but that's a lot of time on national television. I get it up on the riser. It's blocking the desk.
Is the carrot up there too? Where's the carrot?
Carrot's on the back of the tiger. And Johnny, if you knew Johnny, he was just tapping the pencil, where is this going? Where is this going? And I get it up there, and I finally sit down, and I'm honestly soaked with sweat. And I just sit down, and I don't even say anything. And he goes, okay. I go, okay. It's great to be here. He goes, what is it? I go, what? He goes, what is there's got to be something. And I go, Johnny, you know I'm here every few weeks. I don't want to talk about this.
That's good.
And he said, really? And I said, really? I'll talk about anything else. And I had, jokes from my act. And I started doing it. He goes, you're really not going to... And within 1 or 2 questions, he said, we'll be back with more after this. He never turned his head to me again. Stagehands came out. They removed the tiger. They removed the carrot. And he brought on the next guest. And I never did it again.
Scoot-doo, blabbity-blue.